The Wicked Nemesis being joined by my tag partner,
Ladies
Matthias
and gentlemen,
Starkthorn. Matthias, how are you doing this
welcome
evening?
to Pro South Wrestling Last Rites, live on YouTube, and here, the Pro South.
Well, as per usual, I'm being cut off by James Hardy,
South Palace.
so I'm right at home.
At this time, please welcome.
This is the part where you say who or what. We're starting off with King's Court. So we are starting off huge.
There's one thing that's a given with King's Court. There are no givens.
Anything can happen.
Unpredictable.
Especially at King's Court, because anything and everything has happened. You never know what to expect, especially when you have people on King's Court as volatile as Shean Christopher and Dameon Ceretone. Especially the relationship they've been having of late. And right now, the King of the South.
Celebrating 15 years in professional wrestling.
Come on, James.
He's got to suck up. He's got to hold the ropes open. Thank you, Ace. He took the mic. I've never been the biggest Ace Haven fan, but I am today.
Ace already has his throne out here. We are set up in the middle of the ring, starting it off with a bang.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, I'm going to bring two men out here who have had a rivalry possibly unmatched in the entire history of this company. And next week, they're going to settle it. First ever Pro South Buried Alive match. Now, for the uneducated, here's how a Buried Alive match works. We're going to go out there where we put the death pit, and we're going to dig a 6-foot deep grave. Shean Christopher, Dameon Ceretone, one of them's going to get dumped in that grave, and they're going to get covered with dirt. And the other man standing at that point, that's your winner. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the leader of Atonement, the champion of champions, Dameon Ceretone.
Champion of champions, Dameon Ceretone. Man who's had quite a lot to say of late.
This isn't the first time we'll see a member of Atonement. Well, it's the first time, but not the last. Christian Pierce in the main event, that Trios tournament match we got coming on. Nobody does Trios better than Pro South, as you said before we went live.
Absolutely no one does. But right now, the leader of Atonement, champion of champions, and he's been throwing out offers to join first to Shean Christopher, now to Shean Christopher's other half, his queen, Ravenna Vane. We've yet to hear a definitive answer from Ravenna either.
As you said last week, the look on her face was disgusted. She had a match taken away from her. She had a chance to be a champion, or at least compete for a championship. Shean had other ideas. Are they on the same page?
We'll find out.
You see Ceretone there. Ceretone has to be apprehensive for this Buried Alive match. Will he get his 7 pounds of flesh?
Or will he bury it 6 feet under? High five, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, now at this time, please welcome your YouTube champion, the King of the Dead, Shean Christopher.
And the House of Flies, the maggots stand at the bottom. The King of the Dead rose from the dead last week And a surprise, jumping Ceretone from behind.
We had not seen Shean Christopher since his last man standing match against the champion of champions.
And there he is, Ravena with him.
Still looking less than enthused.
Well, she can be less enthused if she wants to. At least she's out here with him, showing support for her man. She is standing by her man. What lies in store for these two men next week? What lies in store for them tonight in King's Court? There it is. Little friction between them.
Ravena refusing to do the entrance. Gotta wonder what that's about.
The crowd directly behind Shean Christopher. Shean asking for a chair. Setting it right beside him. Asking Ravena to sit down. Ace in his
I
throne.
don't know if you caught that. She said if I wanted a chair, I'd have got one.
Oh,
All right, gentlemen.
damn.
We're here tonight in the King's Court to answer some questions. We're here tonight in the King's Court to maybe get a little more clarity on the way events have managed to unfold over the past few months. And we're here in the King's Court for both you men to give your last rites before next week's history-making Buried Alive match. So at this time, I'm going to turn the floor over to you gentlemen.
Shean can be the first to talk.
Well, since we're all here, I have a question for you, Ace Haven. As the King of the South, and as we all know, you and Amy Haven, you have put so much blood and sweat and tears to make this place what it is. You run this place. Why, when this man smashed my brains in the middle of this ring and then revealed to the whole world that he was the one who had me ran down in this parking lot, why does he still work here? Why does he still have a job? Because I love you like a father and you say you love me like a son. Why do you let this man still walk around?
That's a fantastic question. Creating a bad work environment. I still say it was Ace Haven. Got to show me more evidence.
Okay. That's a good point, and I figured you would eventually come to me and ask that. So I'm going to give you the clarity that you seek on that. About 5 years ago, pretty close to this same time, there was a little period of time where the Chosen Ones made a pretty good habit of kicking your ass every week.
Uh-oh.
Now, while I've had a change of heart, and while me and you are on a lot better terms now than we were then, the unfortunate side effect of that is when I was in full power, I gave myself, Big Tomb, and Dameon Ceretone ironclad Pro South contracts, meaning there is nothing this man can do to be relieved of his contractual duties to this brand. But at the same time, you get to reap the benefits of that. Because if this man was not here right now, if this man was not here next week, there would be no Buried Alive match. There would be no way for you to enact your revenge if he was just fired. Is that the way you want to walk away from this? Dameon Ceretone gets a pink slip while you hide behind Dad?
Ironclad. You heard it.
You're right. You make a good point. A very, very good point, because that's not how I do things, not how I've ever done things, and it's certainly not how we're going to end this. But Dameon, now that I have a moment to talk to you, I want you to know that next week it is a certainty that I am going to end your life. Right here, in front of these people, because you ran me down, well, you had me ran down in that parking lot, and I'm sure that you were responsible for that clip being played over and over again. Oh, here's a POV, here's another angle, let's play it again. And then, not only then, did you squash my head like a watermelon in the middle of this ring in front of every one of these people. You humanized me, you humiliated me, and you humbled me, Dameon, and nobody does that. And you've done it twice. So, I'll give you your credit. I'll give you your credit, but you know where you went wrong? Where you always go wrong, Dameon, because you did it. You ended me, but what happened? You didn't have enough, because I was gone. And where did your attention go? Other than my queen, Ravenna Vane. Just like it always has been, your greed will be your undoing. Because there's something to be said about always having another move, Dameon Ceretone, and always wanting more, and never being satisfied with what you have. But there's also something known as overeating, Dameon. Making your plate too full. And now this plate is going to invite these people, the same people you invited to my funeral, I'm inviting them to yours next week.
Vanity, definitely my favorite sin. Strong words from Sean Christopher.
You want to talk about greed. Let's talk about it, because greed sits right in front of you. And it's not me. No. It's that YouTube title that sits right there. You know why? Because you even said, this is deeper than the YouTube championship. But then when she had her opportunity to be the YouTube champion, and I told her all she had to do was accept. All she had to do was be at one with Atonement, and she would have been the YouTube champion. You stepped in. Your greed is the reason that you're even here right now, because your offer was off the table, Sean. At no point did I have anything left for you. As a matter of fact, I thought I was doing everyone a favor getting rid of you. Yeah. Not only Ravenna, but maybe even Ace Haven. Because as much as he hates to admit it, he says you're like a son to him. But we still don't have answers, do we? We still don't have answers to how much you knew about your brother kidnapping his wife. Yeah, we're on this. We still don't have answers, Sean. We don't have answers to why, when you came in, all of those other guys came in, and then when you got put down, all of them left. So, is it your fault? Is it your fault that we suffer here? Is it your fault that he had trust and he believed in something else, in doing business, in making plans, in welcoming you home, and bringing others in, only to see your downfall, and they left too? Because I knew deep inside me, Sean, I knew inside myself, when you got ran down in the parking lot, it wasn't just for me. It was for everyone in that locker room. It was for him. Because you came back and you brought a cancer into this ring. A cancer that has responded with your greed, with you and your undying will to be the YouTube champion. Your undying will to take the opportunities that someone else could have if you were not here.
We're going to have a little bit of decorum in the king's court. Because, first off, I have all the respect for you in the world, and you know that. But that is not that man's cross to bear. You cannot hold his family tree against him. He can't control that. And unfortunately, he can't always control the people that are associated with him. Because when I think cancer, I don't think Sean Christopher. When I think cancer, I think those people that left. When I think cancer, I think the people that run down in Jacksonville. When I think cancer, I think about the people we shut down in Gadsden. That's what I think about. Now, you guys can have your little words all you want to, and that's fine. That's why we're here. But I will be damned if you will put that man in the same breath with those people.
What does he mean, those people?
I think Dameon may have struck a nerve.
He has a fault too, and I'm going to name it right now. He looks at you, and he still sees 15-year-old Sean Christopher that stepped in this ring, that he helped train, that he helped make who he is. But that's not the Sean you are anymore, is it? No, it's not. But he doesn't see that hate that breeds inside you. He doesn't see the anger that's inside you. I saw it. I saw it on top of fear when I crushed your head with this chair. I saw the anger when you walked in here. And I saw the anger in your eyes, even though you could barely hold them open after I crushed your head with that chair when I told you that it was my fault that you got ran down. But guess what? Guess why it was my fault, Sean? Because you needed that brought out of you. When the Killbilly put skewers in your head over here, you let him walk away. And I thought it was her. And really, it was you the whole time. Inside, you didn't have what it took anymore. You let him walk away. So yeah, when he came back and he wanted your attention, I met him in that parking lot and I said, this is how you get it. Make sure he can walk again. Make sure he can stand again. Run him down. And make him run you down. Because there's something inside of you that the rest of these people don't see, that I see, that I know. That even if you don't join atonement, it's coming. It's coming. It's gonna come out. Because something that you don't realize, you say you'll put into my life next week. You'll put me in a grave next week. Even if you are able to bury me, will you be able to bury what it creates inside you? I don't think so. You know why? Because you were able to jump right back up in front of the opportunities that I gave someone else. Because you needed to feel like you were a king. And still, I gave an opportunity to someone else. I was done with you. So the question is no longer for you, Sean. I'll worry about burying you when I have to. The question is for Ravenna. I never got my answer.
No. I think we're...
He's talking to me.
Oh.
Dameon, your offer is not lost on me. At all. But I need you to understand what you're asking of me is a lot. I have a lot of thinking to do. And I need you to understand that I have always put you first. I have always done everything for you, and for once I'm for myself. As far as my answer goes,
It's blackout. The lights have
are
went
out.
out here at the Pro South Palace.
Ravenna, right now you have an opportunity of a lifetime, and you just want to throw it away. Hey, that's fine by me, because regardless of what Dameon Ceretone says, I don't believe you have what it takes anyways. Being the First Lady of Atonement, at least I know what I bring to the table, and I'm a professional wrestler, unlike you. What are you going to do? What do you have to offer? Are you going to walk us down to the ring like you do Sean Christopher? Are you going to put some makeup on us and make us look good? No. I think you're just here to come in and try to manipulate us and tear us apart one by one. But that's not going to happen. So, since you, Ravenna, want to play wrestler, how about I challenge you to a match at Wicked Havoc? You want to be a wrestler, Ravenna? Let's be wrestlers.
Charlie.
It seems like now you have more than just me to answer to. And Sean, no matter what her decision is, I'll see you next week. And you better hope to God you can bury me, because I will put you under that dirt, and I will make sure you never step foot in this building again.
Will Ravenna accept the challenge of Charlie Punk next week at Wicked Havoc?
Charlie, the First Lady of Atonement, as she mentioned herself, laying out a challenge for Ravenna Vane.
A lot of talk of avarice, a lot of talk of gluttony there.
Dameon Ceretone, Sean Christopher. If anything, tensions are running higher than they were before. Going into Buried Alive.